Hi, this is a short review of the Canon EF-S 55-250 f4 to 5.6 IS lens. I just got this lens not too long ago. This is an image stabilizer lens, and it also is also an EF-S lens, meaning it's only compatible with Canon crop sensor bodies like the 500D. This is a simple, affordable telephoto zoom lens. I think if you're using the Rebel series cameras and you're looking for a lightweight and cheap telephoto zoom lens, this makes a very good choice. It was actually designed to complement the Canon kit lens actually, so 55-250. Not surprisingly, the design is very similar to the Canon kit lens, and in terms of the build quality too. It's a 5x zoom range. The effective focal length is 88 to 400 mm. It's all made up of plastic, mostly plastic, and not surprisingly the lens mount over here is also plastic, but then again it's actually fine with me because this lens is so light, and so you don't really need a metal mount. The filter size is 58 mm. It's same with the kit lens, and overall it's small, and it's very compact lens to bring around. The zoom ring is actually pretty huge. It's has nice rubber feel to it. The zoom is actually pretty smooth, and when it extends, the barrel is quite firm. It's quite solid, and it doesn't extend very long actually. This is the longest the lens extends. Compared to other Canon telephoto zoom lenses, this is actually pretty short. It's a simple design. There's no distance scale in this lens, and there's also no full-time manual focusing. So it's so when you're in AF mode, you shouldn't turn the focus ring, and it's very easy to forget you're in AF mode and you end up turning the ring, and this could actually damage the AF motor inside. So just something to take note of. The focus system over here is not the Canon USM. There's no ultrasonic motor over here. It just uses this very simple AF motor. The focusing is generally quite good. It is not very fast, but neither is it very slow either. I think it's acceptable for this kind of lens. Focusing speed is acceptable. Focusing accuracy is actually pretty good. Even in low light situations, the focus locks on quite well. Just let me show you how fast the focus is. Sorry. Yep, so this is just how fast the lens focuses. So overall, focusing, I think it's okay, it's fine. This lens has quite a short minimum focusing distance of 1.1 meters, and what this means is that it yields quite a high magnification ratio, and it's actually pretty good for close-up images of flowers and nature, stuff like that. If you add an extension tube, you could easily turn this into a macro lens. So if you're interested in close-up, this lens could do fine too. In terms of image quality, generally speaking, I think it's impressive for this kind of lens. The center of the frame is sharp wide open. However, the borders are not so good wide open. But when you stop down one stop from wide open setting, even the borders are actually pretty decent and very usable. Flare and chromatic aberrations are virtually not an issue with this lens. It's so well controlled because Canon uses I think a special low dispersion element or something inside the lens. Distortion it's present, but it's not a big issue at all if you're shooting normal stuff. So the only real issue with the image quality actually with this lens is the vignetting. Vignetting is quite strong, and it's visible wide open at all focal lengths of all focal lengths of the zoom range. The good thing, thankfully, is that it can be eliminated after you stop down one stop from the wide open aperture. So I think in my experience, if I shoot indoors, vignetting is not so much an issue. I guess the real issue is when you're shooting outdoors, and you're shooting a blue sky and stuff like that. Then you can really see that there's a bit of vignetting. So as compared to other lenses, I've used the 75 to 300 before this, and this lens is a bit shorter than the 75 to 300, so losing 50 mm on the telephoto end is actually not a big deal. It's not a lot of zoom that you lose. I think the better thing is that you actually gain 55 mm on the wide end, and this lens is actually wider than most 7300 zooms or 7200. As usual, Canon does not provide a hood or a lens pouch with this class of lens, and so you got to get your own hood. And the frustrating thing about Canon hoods are that it's so hard to find, at least here in Singapore, it's so hard to find a Canon hood. So you might have to go get a third-party hood. In good light, in daytime, I think this lens is fine. If you're shooting things like animals, things like what else? Animals and nature, flowers. I think this is a good lens. This lens is not suitable for low light shooting because really the aperture is just not fast enough. So overall, if you're looking for a simple telephoto zoom lens that can carry around very easily, the Canon 55 to 250 is an impressive lens for the price that you pay, and definitely I would recommend this lens without reservation.